Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome the SWP community. This evening, instead of our normal space at this time, we are going to be interviewing Benjamin Fletcher. He's with ONCHAIN, and he's going to tell us about ONCHAIN and how it's going to change basically everything. Welcome, Benjamin.
I appreciate coming on here. I know you guys are huge supporters of us, as of many other projects. But yeah, welcome to the new era of DeFi. I'm very proud to be here and show your community firsthand what ONCHAIN is actually building.
Awesome. So I know you've got some slides prepared to go through the background. Some of our community is already, somewhat familiar, and some may not be. So go ahead and just go through the whole information, and then the more information the better, so the community is aware of what's coming down the pike.
That's fine. I'll go straight into it if you don't mind.
Sure, let's do it.
Excellent. So welcome to the new age of on-ramping. Everyone in here who's listening in, some of you know who I am, some of you know who ONCHAIN is, and there's a lot of you who don't know, but literally ONCHAIN, we've been building an infrastructure to change DeFi as a whole for payments, where now we'll be able to do instant, direct, and seamless payments to any of the DeFi tokens. But before I go into it all, I'm going to take you down a customer journey, going all the way back to our beloved Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first ever asset many years ago, 13, 14 years ago, I think it was, that it came out. And obviously, we all love Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king. And then over the years, lots of layer ones came out from Ethereum, Solana, BNB, XRP, TON, and lots of them. And Ramps did an amazing job getting our money from our real world banks into these layer ones. And yeah, they take 10, 15, 20 minutes, but it got us there on that journey. Over the years, as we all know, layer twos came out, crypto projects, as I like to call them. And there are tens of thousands of them. And probably over the years, there's been millions and millions come through. Not all of them survived, of course, but there are some absolutely fantastic project builders and meme coins out there. But unfortunately, Ramps never evolved. They kept only going to layer ones. They never went all the way through to layer twos. So I really want everyone who's listening in to focus on the top layer, because this is how we actually buy crypto of today. So a person would discover a token that they love via Telegram, website, YouTube channel, or everything. And then this is the customer journey. They'll have to go to a gas outlet. And what a gas outlet is either two ways of doing it. You either go to an exchange, download this as exchange, and then buy the gas. That could be the Solana, the Ethereum, the BSC. It all depends on what chain you're on. But you've also got to buy the correct gas to buy the token on the correct chain. Then after you've got this, and it takes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, you then have to then download a wallet, and then download the correct wallet. Not every single wallet supports Solana. And there's lots of different wallets out there. And then once you figured that out, you then got to send your native coin over to the wallet and figure it out. So think of like your mom, your brother who's got zero experience in crypto. This is a fragmented way of doing things. And then you have to then go to a DEX. And on these DEXs, there's warning pop-ups, there's other tokens as well, there's slippage, there's contract addresses to deal with. It's quite a daunting place. And then you do the swap to buy your on-chain assets. I'd like to just go through a Web 2 feel. Imagine going to Amazon and you have to buy Amazon coin that takes 20 minutes first before you can buy an Amazon asset. It doesn't make sense. You just buy the asset directly off Amazon. Imagine walking into a McDonald's and they say, I'm really sorry, we can't take debit card, credit card here. You have to go over there, another store, wait 20 minutes, collect McDonald's coin, then come back, and then we'll exchange that coin for your McFlurry. McDonald's would go bust tomorrow. Unfortunately, in Web3, that's how we do things. It's all fragmented. Why can't you, like the bottom layer says, discover a token and buy it directly? Barriers to adoption. When I'm talking about adoption, I'm talking about mass adoption. The reason why DeFi has not gone to the masses are these main points. We are gas dependent, meaning we have to have the SOL to buy the SOL token. You have to buy the Ethereum to own an Ethereum token. You have to buy the BNB to have a BNB token. Slow settlement times. At the moment, just the on-ramp to native can take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I've actually waited up to a day at one point to get some natives landed into my wallet. Again, welcome to the new era where everyone out there, the new generation, they love everything instant. They don't want to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes. To tell you the truth, if I wait more than 1 minute, I think my thing's broken half the time. And I'm looking at my screen, I'm really sweating that my money's not even going to land. High transaction costs. By the time you pay the high ramp charges, or the exchange charges, the DEX charges, the gas charges, and go through those hoops and loops, you can be anything between 10 to 20% down on your investment before you've even started. Security concerns. There's many different types of security concerns. There's security by sending money from an exchange to a wallet and losing that money. There's securities on rug pulls. There's lots of rug pulls out in the world. I can go on all day about security. There's all these massive things, regulation as well. There's loads of exchanges that collapse. We can talk about it for hours. But this is the one I really want to go through, the steep learning curve. As a newbie, it took me 2 to 3 hours of YouTube channeling, literally how to buy a DeFi asset. Now, again, let's go back to Amazon. If you had to watch 2 hours of YouTube channels just to buy an Amazon asset, Amazon would go bust. It would never work in the real world. But this is crypto. Projects have to handhold their customers sometimes throughout the journey. And again, it's just not good for their project doing all that stuff. Fragmented UXs. Most projects send paces to DEXs. And a DEX, you cannot buy on a DEX. You can only swap, and you have to have the native coin. 99% of the planet don't have this native coin. They just have, the normal functionalities of Web 2. Debit card, credit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay. They have those functionalities. They don't have Solana. But how do they buy your token without going through all those hoops and loops? UXs at the moment are all fragmented. So welcome to On-Ramping Evolved. This is our wallet in the flow. So we have a number of different things coming. The wallet is one of them, and the on-chain ramp. In the wallet, there will be a one-click instant buy to these tokens. Yes, you've heard that right. One-click instant buy, not waiting 10, 15 minutes, no hoops and loops. Any token that gets listed with us will have this feature. Again, really important thing as well. With this, the on-chain ramp will be built into the wallet, and it will be on everyone's website, socials, Telegram, X accounts, and everything. And what the great thing about the on-chain ramp that I'm about to show you in the 2 more slides time is this. The on-chain ramp will have their own dashboard for projects. What that means is each project, they're a business. So we built it for business. They're going to get data points from this ramp. They're going to get things like how people are buying their token. Is it Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, Alipay, GrabPay? They'll get those data points. They'll also get data points what countries people are buying from as well. Because at the moment, these projects are working blind. They don't know where their customers are even coming from. So how can they pay for influencers in a certain country when they don't even know their customers are coming from that country? How can they go to certain events around the world when they don't even know their customers are from those events around the world? These are really important data points. This is the one I love the most. Payment links. These payment links can be on a website, X accounts, and on their Telegram, direct to it. They can put it behind QR codes. They can put them on buses for all I care about and with a QR code, and they can scan it and they can buy directly. But this is the great one I like. You guys out there as a community can have your own payment links direct to the token. So every time you guys go out there on Twitter and literally post about your token that you love, you can have your own payment link direct to that token. Conversion, conversion, conversion. Every time you're on an X space talking, or a YouTube channel talking about your project, now you can have your own payment link. So when you're talking on your X space, after 10, 15 minutes talking about it, you can say, click the link above, buy my token now in the room to the 200-300 people that you're talking to, instead of just shutting it down and say, come over to my Telegram. You're not converting. Convert everyone while you're live. Now, are you ready to see the on-chain ramp?
Yes.
This is it in its entirety. This is the first page. So when you click that link, this is it. It is seamless. There's no pop-up banners. Less is more. This is a Web 2 feel. The only things you can do on this page is change your currency and type in the amount you want to purchase. The next flow is sign into your account. Once you sign into your account, it will automatically create you a wallet within the flow. Next page. Now, this is like your confirm order. So at the top, you'll see the token that you're buying and how many tokens you're buying. The next one down, I've selected pay with card, and my card is already pre-selected for me. I've put my card details in and it's ready installed. If you click the arrow to the right of it, you can pick up to 70, yes, 70 different payment methods. Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal, Alipay, GrabPay, Revolut Pay, Gcash, bank transfer, debit card, credit card, prompt pay, you name it. Every payment method around the world is pretty much built in. The next one down is the wallet. Of course, we pre-selected the on-chain wallet. And then if you click on the gray area where it says total and the amount, it will actually give you all the fees that are included of this price. Then you press pay with card. And instantly tokens land into the wallet and you get emailed a receipt. And from here, you can go over and check your wallet. Now I'm going to show you on mobile version, and I'm going to do this really quick. Like literally, I'm your mum buying this token. I put the amount I put in. I sign into my account. I check the order, or I can change my payment method, and it's done. That's it. All these hoops and loops, 20, 30-minute waiting times just for natives, then going over to wallets and dexes and sorting that out. No more. We have built the ultimate Web 2 flow for Web 3. It is type the amount, sign in, payment method, and done. Just like Amazon, everyone is familiar with it. As I said, we'll have up to 70 different payment methods to pick from. On day one, the token will be plugged into 180 countries that it can buy from. Pretty much the whole planet can buy the token directly. Now, this is important. So on-chain is built on open, and that stands for On-Chain Payment Network. It is a patented mesh liquidity layer of stablecoins. And our patented tech can actually swap any token on any chain that we support to your token. One click, instantly, with no bridging. Bridges are a thing of the past. It is old technology. Stop using them. Soon you'll be able to swap Ben token on BSC to your token on Solana. You'll be able to swap Base token, let's call it George token, on Base to your token on Solana. You can swap an Ethereum token to Solana. You can swap a Polygon token to your token on Solana. One click, instant buy. What is next? Well, if those two products do not impress you, where you can buy your token in 3 clicks, instantly and seamlessly, and you can swap any token regardless of chain to your token in 1 click, the next two are even bigger. So on-chain will have the on-chain card coming in literally 3 to 6 months time. And we're working alongside MasterCard directly, where you'll be able to go into any shop around the world and use any asset that's in your wallet instantly. So the tokens become a currency. I'll be able to go into McDonald's and literally buy my McFlurry with any token or any stable that's in my wallet. I don't need to have gas. I don't need to have Bitcoin like some of them do. I literally can pick any DeFi asset as well. Everyday finance on chain. On chain will be a decentralized bank. We will add sort code, account numbers, and IBAN numbers into the wallet. What that means is you'll be able to do direct debits. You can pay your gas, your electric, your car insurance, your rent with SWP token. How cool is that? Literally everything in the real world, you can do a direct debit with any asset in your wallet. And vice versa. If you're employed, you can give your employee your sort code and account number, and he can deposit your wages into your on-chain account. And then you can distribute it however you like throughout. But what is actually coming next? Because these are coming at the end of the year. What is actually coming next is after the ramp. We call it the exchange in disguise. It will be the first decentralized exchange / marketplace where you'll go to a platform and it'll be called onchain.money. We own the domain. And then literally you'll go there and you can discover tokens, read up about tokens, but you can convert. You can buy those tokens instantly, swap those tokens instantly, and sell those tokens instantly in your on-chain account. It will be designed, again, to get analysis, charts, buys and sells. Imagine a DEX Tools, DEX Screener, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, but you could actually convert your customer. You can actually buy everything, the exchange in disguise. There'll be no need for these projects to go on an exchange ever again. They can literally go on this platform and get plugged into the whole of DeFi. It is pretty insane. No need to be forking out 50 grand, 100 grand for listing fees. No need to be splitting your liquidity up. No need for market makers. No need for marketing budgets. Literally, this exchange has the potential to be bigger than any exchange out there. And Binance, to give you an example, they have 200 to 300 assets. How many assets does DeFi have? Think about it. Literally, the exchange to rule them all. And what you end up happening is people will not need to go on exchanges, because the reason why they go on exchanges is because they have credit card functionality. You can buy tokens directly on an exchange. But what happens if DeFi had their own exchange? That means people will move down from exchanges and go into the world of DeFi where there's so much more assets. And people and projects will stop moving up into exchanges and forking out your holders massive amounts of money to get listed on these exchanges. And when the volume goes down, they delist you. Crazy. So not only you don't need to go on a ramp ever again, you'll just go on to SWP's website, socials, and you can ramp money straight to your wallet. You don't have to worry about what chain your tokens are on. You can just swap it straight to SWP in one click. You can go over to our exchange in disguise and do it and discover all the tokens. You can go onto the on-chain bank and literally design everything that you want, literally do your direct debits and use that as your actual new bank account. And you've got to remember, it's run off blockchain. Your crypto, your keys. This is going to be a bank where no one is taking your money out of your account. No one is giving Ethel a mortgage or Jonathan a loan with your money. Your cryptos, your keys. Welcome to the future of banking. So again, I know you guys are in the audience. Some of you are very, very close to a lot of tokens. This is our website at the moment. It's onchainramp.com. That is our ramp website. The exchange in disguise will be onchain.money. That will be our exchange in disguise. Unfortunately, you can't go over there. It is got a security code on there, so if you try and log in. But you can scan my QR code as well, or you can message me on Telegram. My Telegram handle is on-chain ramp. If you've got a project and wants to be listed and have a free ramp, and then in the future the exchange in disguise and be part of the banking system, then please send me a message on chain ramp. Tom, appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, Benjamin. Amazing, just amazing. I'm very excited about it, and I have a lot of thoughts as you're talking about. I started in 2021 in May, but I experienced the big surge when a lot of normies were hearing about the crypto market and were getting in. And I just remember how difficult it was when someone called and said, "Hey, I want to get some of that Bitcoin stuff that you have," right? And they wanted help to make an investment. They heard about the market, and it was like, if I said I'm going to help them, we're talking about sitting down and actually educating them, and that's like almost an hour process to say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. And it's like, I don't have time. I don't have time to sit down. It's not, I want this person to learn about blockchain and crypto, but I don't have time to sit down for an hour. And I also felt a little bit like, I took the time to learn how to do it. You can go on YouTube and figure it out. You spend 500 hours on YouTube.
Yeah, it's true. It's so fragmented, and still to this day, we've got the most amazing brains in crypto, right? We've got blockchain engineers, everyone's building AI on it, everyone's building this, but no one's figured out the payment side. No one's figured out how to get a customer from centralized bank to a DeFi asset. It's so hard to do. People have tried, of course they've tried. Mm-hmm. Even ramps have tried, and these are multi-million-dollar companies. They've all tried. It is so hard to do, hence why it's taken us 3 years in the background, figuring it all out. People think, I get this thing like, how can you build an exchange and you can do the bank all within a year? It's not been a year. It's been 3 years of hell. Figuring out, designing, breaking, reinventing. And the hardest thing is the alphas that we're building, the ramp, the wallet, the bank, the card, all this stuff has never been done before. So not only are you bringing out one massive alpha, you're bringing out 5 in 1 year. Things that have never been built. There's no benchmark. The nearest benchmark is a MoonPay for the ramp, where it's just, that's the biggest one there is. Everyone's heard of it, but yet you can't buy directly. The other thing you've got as well is a lot of these places, these what we call Frankenstein models that use a ramp in the background, whitelist it. They then go over to a DEX and whitelist it, and they build this Frankenstein model. A lot of them don't have licenses, and regulation is coming in. We have a vast license. It's a massive license. We're now going into our CAS license. We're going for pretty much the main licenses. To get to our bank, we have to have things like account service provider licenses, money service business licenses, the CAS license. We have to have so much, but yet we're going to be doing it all. We're going to be making sure we are fully regulated, compliant, licensed up. So when this all gets played out, when regulation comes in, we'll be the only one standing. And that's what it's all about. And I see Tom is frozen, and he's just told me he is in a thunderstorm, so I'll just carry on talking. But it's really important out there. You guys listening in, why go to a ramp of the world when you can just go to SWP and just buy instantly? Again, swapping any token to your token instantly. This will wipe out bridges. Bridges will be a thing of the past. Ramps, where would their business go where every single project in DeFi has their own ramp? And that'd be absolutely phenomenal. Where is it a case where things like multi-chain, projects will never need to go multi-chain ever again. They just need to tap into ONCHAIN and we'll plug it all in for them. And there's no listing fee for all this. There's no like costings for anything. And then you've got things like wallets. Why do you need to ever have another wallet ever again? Our wallet can do one-click instant buy, swap anything with anything, and sell anything instantly. No wallet has that functionality. It's like the ultimate platform. And obviously the wallet will turn into the on-chain bank later down the line. But what we're trying to achieve is on-ramping money on-chain and then leaving it on chain. We don't want you to off ramp back to your centralized banks. You can move it to your on-chain account and use that as your bank, and it's run on blockchain. And that's amazing. Your cryptos, your keys, your ownership of your assets. And I think that is so powerful. The other one thing I really want to touch base on as well is we have something called a clearing protocol. We've built it in-house. And then what that means is very, very cleanly is we do not accept every single token. A lot of tokens out there, as you know, are rug pulls, they're scams, they're bad tokens. So the ones that will be coming into our database, our stack, will have to go through this 16-point check. So when they sign up to get an on-chain business account and get the rails, get the ramps, get everything, they'll get a red flag or a green flag straight away. From this thing, if it's a red flag, they're not allowed in. We have found something in their smart contract that we do not like. We're going to do the research for you guys to make sure the tokens on our platform are solid as crypto can be. The ones that get the green light, great. They're in our ecosystem and people can buy. It is important to have a platform that is trusted. There is no rug pulls in our system. There is no dodgy airdrops in our system. Nothing you can do. Just literally, it is that perfect platform. And for if your mum buys a token, it's going to be safe. It's going to be there tomorrow. Look, if you're part of the Deegan world and you like the pump and dumps, fine. We're not the platform for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've been there. I've gone down that road. Lost my ad as well. But look, if you want a trusted platform where you can buy instantly, then this is your platform. And sorry, Tom's just messaged me saying that he's got heavy rains and his internet is down. So I'll just carry on talking throughout the show. But yeah, this is what it's designed for. This will be the ultimate platform coming out, and on-chain will be there. Just to let you know a when sort of thing. So we're releasing in 2 weeks. We'll be releasing on Ethereum networks. We're releasing on Polygon network. We're releasing on Base network. And then we're off to Dubai in about a month's time. Believe it or not, I'm actually in Bangkok. I just got to Bangkok today, and I was going to an event, and our event's been cancelled due to the earthquakes. So I'm now in a hotel room and stuck in Bangkok for a month. So that's fine. There's a lot worse places to be. But yeah, the event's been cancelled due to the earthquake, and all the side events have been cancelled as well. So we're stuck here. But at the end of the month, end of April, literally, there'll be token 49 in Dubai that we'll be going to. And we've got some absolute massive monsters wanting to check this out. And we're going to bust the gut to get Solana ready for token 49. If we miss it, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it'll be great to have it for token 49. So when we go up to all these projects that are there showing off their token, there's going to be a lot of Solana token. We can just sign them up all on the spot. We've been very, very lucky that no one's even seen the ramp. No one's even touched the ramp over the last few months, and we got the waitlist out. And we've been bombarded with projects wanting to be a part of this. And of course, not every product has been accepted due to the clearing protocol, but it is important that we have it for the safety of our users and the safety of our projects, and more importantly, the trust element for us as well. Awesome. Got you back, Tom.
Yeah, sorry guys. There's a pretty heavy thunderstorm out there, and it knocked out my internet, and I got it back on. So yeah, we are excited. So realistically, for a Solana token like ours to be able to be purchased, like, do you have and we won't hold you to it. We know it's technology. So roughly when would you think we would be able to trade our token on the Solana blockchain with the wallet? Do you have any
the wallet and the ramp? It will be, we're trying to get it done for token 49 in Dubai, and that is on literally the last few days of April. So literally in about 4 weeks' time.
Very foreseeable future. Yeah. Okay. Great.
We will be releasing Base, Ethereum, and Polygon in the next, literally very, very, very soon. And it's all ready to go. I'm literally going around. Literally today, I started up at 12 a.m. today. I started. It is now 7:30 a.m. and you're my sixth show already. I'm just going around literally every single project, telling their communities exactly what's about to happen, so they can get prepared. They can understand what is happening for the future of DeFi. Also, you as a owner of the project can get your troops ready and find a plan how to maximize this, how to get your community to tell all their friends and family they can now buy your token instantly. Gives you time to prepare, find a business plan, everything you need, full on attack, because you could double your holders in one day. The amount of liquidity that can come in, it's just insane. You've got to write down every Twitter space that you've ever been into and get back in those rooms and go full attack, because now everyone can get to you. For the first time ever, I know your market cap went up to 2 million the other day, and it's down to 8. Well, it was down to 200 grand at one point. So you're doing really well. You're 4x since then. But your token you've got an army behind you. Use that army. Give them all the payment links that you want to give them. Get them out there. Get them hustling. You can do whatever. Your token has the potential to be massive. It's so undervalued. And this is the tools you've been waiting for. You can build the best utility in the world. If people can't get to it, it's irrelevant. Amazon is an absolutely incredible platform. But yet, if I told you have to go through all those hoops and loops, it would go bust. McDonald's, the biggest franchise fast food restaurant in the world. If you had to go through those hoops and loops, it will go bust. Literally, direct buying is convenient. Convenience, direct buying, instant, direct. That is the future. If you want mass adoption coming into DeFi, you have to give them a Web 2 flow, because they're used to Web 2. Stop giving them Web 3 flows. I had a ramp yesterday going, we're doing it Web 3. This is a Web 3 audience. The Web 3 audience are already in DeFi. You don't need to give them a Web 3 flow. They're already in here. Yes, they might want to top up here, there, and everywhere, but the next generation coming in are going to be Web 2. And all your people are going to be Web 2 coming in, especially with your social media and everything. These are Web 2 people dying to buy in, but yet they can't get to. So this is massive for the whole of DeFi, not just your project, but every project coming in. And I was saying to you just before we went on the show, the on-chain ramp is such a monster product, but it's actually probably our smallest product, but yet it's a humongous game changer in the space. I think a lot of people are looking forward to swapping any token. Well, the Web3 people are looking forward to swapping every token with any token, because obviously there would just mean no more bridges ever again. Bridges will get wiped. Why pay 4% on a bridge? Why wait 20, 30 minutes on a bridge? Why you have to have native? And I just want to go through two really important issues as well. You as a project, once any to any comes in, the exchange comes in, and it takes a little moment to really sink in. You as a project will never need to tell anyone what chain you're on. You will never need to tell anyone you're on Solana. It'll be irrelevant, because people will be able to buy your token instantly.
That does take a second to sink in. I get it, but it's like, the blockchain, what doesn't matter? Go to OnChain, go to this link, go to our website, go to this link. Doesn't matter what. You
don't need to buy gas. It's a gas abstracted. You can go and buy your token instantly without native. You can swap any token to your token and back again without going to Solana. You're
hiding the technology. And I think I remember someone was speaking about back when phones, cell phones were being, and there's like 100 things that happen when you push the number on a phone to make a phone call, and the consumer doesn't want to know any of it. I don't care. I want to push a button and talk to somebody. It's all I want. Technology is made to be hidden, and I think that's what's happening here.
The best one is debit card and credit card when that came out, because here in Thailand, I can use my UK debit card, tap a machine, and it converts my UK pounds to Thai baht instantly. And they get the fiat into their bank. Amazing. It cuts off the middleman of going to an exchange and exchanging my money for waiting 20 minutes in a queue, getting the cash to then do that. That piece of plastic tells me wherever I am in the world, it will work. It will tap it and it will exchange value for value, but from UK to Taiwan or whatever country you're in. And this is the same. It does everything in the background. You don't need to know how that card works. You just want it to work every single time. You don't care how the sausage is made, as long as the sausage is juicy. Again, it's the same thing. I don't need to care about Solana anymore. If I want to hold Solana, I'll buy Solana just for the sake of buying Solana. But if I buy your token, I don't need to sell back to Solana. I can sell it back to anything. Anything.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Anything. I can sell it back to ETH. I can send it back to Ben token. I can send it to USDC. And then the last thing I want to go through is what we're doing as well is on every single chain, there are all these different stable coins, zillions of them. And I can have in my wallet, I could have stable coin in Polygon, $20. I can have a stable coin on Base, $30. I can have a stable coin on Solana, $50. So I've got 3 stable coins on 3 different chains. We won't have that. It'll be one stable coin that you can use on any chain you want. It'll just be one balance, one. Keep it clean. There's none of this. I've got $20 on Base, but I want to buy a Solana token. I can't do anything with it. Now you can. It'll be one USDC, and you can use that wherever you want, because we have the technology to swap anything with anything.
That's a big deal, because you do have a lot of small amounts that you have to leave in these wallets, or else you have no gas, or if you're doing exchange. So you need to leave. So you've got money spread out all over the place, because if it's completely empty, you would need to start by sending the native token. So that is fascinating. So I actually was having the thought the other day about that. So let's say that I have my biggest monies is in fiat currency in a bank.
Yep.
And it's just sitting there in my case in US dollars. It's my life savings. It's over there. It's in actual dollars. In a situation where putting it into crypto can be utilized as my bank, and I can pay all the bills, and I can actually connect it to something like this, it tells me that, hey, you know what? For me to buy crypto, SWP, Bitcoin, whatever I choose, right? If I want to take it from my bank and put it here, I can still use it and pay my bills, but I'm convinced the appreciation here is going to be greater than over there. I don't need that bank anymore.
And what APY do you get in your bank? 0.1%?
Yeah, basically nothing. Yeah.
What happens if an on-chain account gave you 4% on stable without staking? It just sits there and earns 4% a year. Free money.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Why wouldn't everyone in the world move their money across? Institutions, companies, people, everyone will start moving their money on chain, because if we can attract everyone with a very healthy APY that we can sustain, then like literally it can change the game all the way through. I can have $10,000 in my account, but if I can earn $400 a year free money by just moving it from one account to another, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, definitely. Why not? Instead of earning $10 in the bank, why would I? It makes sense. Everything has to make sense. You have to get everyone in on chain. When you ramp them, again, with ramps, they're ramping money on, and then what do? They ramp money out. Stop ramping money out. Keep them on chain.
That's it.
Keep them there. Build an infrastructure where they don't need to move money out. Build the bank. Again, I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, it's easier said than done. It's taken us many years to do all this. But this is what we're designing. We're designing the future of payments. We're just designing the future of how people think, how projects are going to now think. I won't need to go multi-chain. I won't need to go on an exchange.
Yep.
People, I don't need to go on a ramp. I don't need to buy on a wallet and wait 20 minutes. I don't need to go over to an exchange to ramp gas. It's literally every single thing is going to be flipped upside down. Everything's going to change. And if it's one of these things, you as a project owner, if you're listening in, and Tom, you as well, and this sounds pretty harsh, what I'm going to say, if you're not part of on-chain, you're going to keep your community in the dark ages. How to buy. Because if you've got on one hand, instant Web2 flow, buy now, swap anything with anything, the bank, the card, all these amazing things, dashboards, okay? Or none of that. You got to remember, we don't charge a listening fee. None of that. Or you have to wait 20 minutes to ramp your gas, do all the hoops and loops, buy your native. You're going to virtually zero conversions. Or you send someone to a DEX. They can't buy on a DEX. They can only swap on a DEX, and they have to have the correct native coin. You're only selected to Solana blockchain. Look at the difference, the power of the difference.
Yeah.
So it's, again, what we're going to do with our clearing protocol is you'll get some projects that start launching, but they're going to make sure they clear our clearing protocol just to make sure their contracts are safe. So we're now going to start, if we're on ridiculous amounts of projects by the end of 2025, the standard of the space starts rising because people want to be a part of on-chain. Because as soon as you launch, what's the first thing people can say? It's not going to be when CoinMarketCap, not when CoinGecko anymore. It's going to be when on-chain. Yeah. That's what's going to happen because the communities will demand they have instant buys, instant swaps, instant everything. They want to go into a shop and use that as currency. They want that. This is the future.
Interesting.
And if a token doesn't clear our clearing protocol, that means there's something seriously wrong with the smart contract, and that owner of that project has to tell the community, we did not get accepted because there's something in our smart contract that they do not like. And they're going to be like, well, what's in your smart contract that they saw? Like, we're going to do the research for the customer. So we make sure the tokens that are in our ecosystem are good quality, safe tokens.
That's amazing. Yeah. So with all the millions of tokens being launched all the time, if it becomes the commonplace to buy it through on-chain, then those ones will be, less of the less commonly purchased. So that's interesting. It makes me think.
If you go through, like, example, the on-chain exchange in disguise, right? If you go into that platform, all the tokens in there will be trusted, looked after. Literally, there won't be unlocked liquidity. There won't be aggressive mint functions. There won't be high buy sell tax. There's all these features. None of that will be in there. These will be trust. And again, and a project can go one stage further and get on-chain verified, meaning they do a full KYB with us. And you can even search tokens that have been verified by us. So we're going to want the tokens that stand out, the ones that work hard, building real infrastructure, working their butts off, doxed, audited. We're going to make them stand out above the rest. Where if you go to Uniswap, if you go to Jupiter, you don't know what's there, like what's behind the scenes of that token. You don't know much about it. But if you go on-chain, your mum buys via on-chain, all the next Web2 people go via on-chain, it's a trusted place with no crap on the show. There's nothing there to buy that's going to not be there tomorrow. So again, yes, we're going to lose tons of money, and we're going to lose the Degans of the world. We're going to lose all the rug pull tokens. We're not going to support them, and we could make a lot of money with them because if they came in and take all their transactions, we'll make some money. But for us, on-chain means something. We want to raise and stop this image that crypto is a scam. If there is a platform that won't get scammed, then that's a trusted platform, and you can buy instantly, swap instantly, and it's an exchange in disguise. And every single token, you have your own ramp on your website, so people don't have to go to the exchange. They can just go on your website. Web2. When I buy a T-shirt on a T-shirt's website, they convert me on the website. They don't send me somewhere else. You send your people to the DEX.
Right. So an affiliate link for the token. So could a community member have their own affiliate link and even earn some profit for sharing their affiliate link to the token?
Correct. That will come, and that is definitely something we're really, really keen on doing. Not on day one,
Right.
but it will come. So maybe in a month or two, that will be part of the package as well. So that and again, we have to do it that way as well, because you want to track them as well. So you'll be able to track on your dashboard how well they're performing.
Yeah.
Because if we give you example 5 affiliate links, then you're going to want 5 people who are going to perform the best, and then you can have a little competition with them, or you can just reward them as a thank you. Like, you just brought in 10,000 this month of liquidity because you've been out there on Spaces and everything. How many admins are out there on Spaces and doing hard work, and they don't get the appreciation? Now the admins can turn around and say, mate, I've just brought you 10, 15, 20,000 into our liquidity over the last month. Like, throw me some tokens. Yeah, and you can do it because you can see the data points now, and that will be huge as well. And vice versa. You can, let me just go with this, influencers. You can give an influencer this payment link and say to them, I'm going to give you X amount of money to do an X post and space with us, right? And literally give him the link, and you can now track how much money is coming through him. And if he brings in 0, you know he's a fake, and never to use him. You can exploit him. You can be like, mate, you're a fake. I've got 0 coming in. I can see it now. Or if he brings in, you might on the opposite side, an influencer could turn up on your doorstep and be like, look, this is my portfolio with OnChain. I did this post, and it was up for a week, and I brought in this much money to this token. I did this post, and I brought this much money on this token.
Real data,
and you can see it. Real data. And you'll be like, you know what? This guy's bringing in on average 30, 40, 50,000 every single post into a liquidity. Like, he's worth $2,000. He's worth $5,000. He's worth 50 grand. He's worth money. And it puts their status up. So influencers, again, the real influencers, want to be a part of this as well, because they're going to have their own affiliate links.
Very interesting.
So there's so much we can do with this, that sometimes you wake up at 2 a.m. and be like, that's a great idea. You got to write it down before you go to bed, because even like that, we only thought of that like 4 months ago. But yet we've had the affiliate links in our head for a year. So sometimes you just think of these ideas and it's like, that is amazing. Now bring in the influencers in as part of this, even though it's your ramp, your dashboard. Why can't the influencers have their own dashboards? And it's like, it gets mined. It's so incredible what can come.
Yeah. So, basically summing up everything that you're covering here is that this is literally, and I know this is something that it sounds so big that it sounds silly, but it literally is going to change the world. It changed the world. I mean, it is literally going to change the world. And, obviously we're a meme token community, for us to say, that we're going to change the world is we can always say that. And the ones crazy enough to think they can are the ones that do it. But the technology of blockchain and with what OnChain is doing, it's like literally, I can see this falling into place and looking up, and it's like, once it's there, people, when they experience convenience, like a very high level of convenience and speed, they never go back. And we've seen it time and again in my entire life. As soon as you taste that speed, you don't like slow. And as soon as I've 1 button pressed, you don't want to go back to 5 buttons pressed. And it's just continuing. And I see that these pieces, I am super excited about this, and my community knows it. I talk about it, and they keep asking me when. So, we're here behind OnChain. We're ready for it. And definitely let me know if there's anything we need to do to, but I'm so glad that you also, on very little sleep, took the time to
see my eyes decided to go. I just looked at the camera, like my eyes. I'm trying to open my eyes as much as I can.
Well, we appreciate your hard work. Like I said, this is something I think is going to be a very very successful project. You're doing the work, and like I say, our community's doing the work. I liken it to, you have the springtime, you have the summertime, and then you have the harvest time. You don't have the harvest time in the summer. You don't have the harvest in the spring. You do the work, you plant, you work, you wait, and then you get that harvest if you've done the right things, and with a lot of pieces coming into place. And
This was high risk, high reward. If this was build something that's never been built before, that the smartest minds in crypto can't figure out, throw 3 years of your life, and there's like a massive army team behind it that's cost a lot of money. It was a very calculated gamble. I wouldn't say gamble, but it was 3 years till we got here. It could not have worked. It might not have worked. All the technology we were building just didn't work. And even I think with you, we're like, when's it coming out? And I was like, January. And we're like, and this was like back in October. Yeah. And we're like, great, fantastic, January. And it's now we're going into April. Yeah. And I have to explain always, I get it all the time in my DMs. When? We've signed up ridiculous amount of projects. And I try and tell project owners, stop saying when. It sounds like a community member saying when. Stop it. You're a CEO. Don't do that. You know what it's like when people say when. Yeah. Stop doing it to me. But I get it. It's exciting and the communities need it. And these tokens are dying left, right, and center. They need it. Yeah. They really need it. So I get it. And we will go at our own pace. I've always said to everyone, and it sounds rude, and I do apologize, we will take the time to make sure it's right. We will do whatever it takes, but we will release it at the right moments. We will go into beta testing as well for a couple of days as well. People have to understand that. And again, this is really important as well. On day one of release, it's not going to have many features. It's just going to have fiat to token instantly, and you'll be able to swap it back only to stablecoin. That is it. On day one, we are going to go from 0 to 1, but get 0 to 1 that no one has ever done. Perfect. Once that is done, we then go from 1 to 2. And that will be the on-chain exchange in disguise, where you can go there, discover, and buy instantly. And then we go from 2 to 3, swapping anything with anything. Then at the end of the year, after all that's done, then the bank and the card comes in. Mm-hmm. And then end of 2025, you end up having the ultimate platform. But everyone listening into the show right now, you have to understand on day one, it's not going to have all those features. Yeah. They are coming, and you have to just help us along the way. We're going to need wallet holders, as many as possible, because things like MasterCard, they will deal with us only if we hit a big number of wallet holders. Okay. If we want that card, we need hundreds of thousands of wallet holders. Mm-hmm. And they will then, because they won't touch us if we've got 20 holders. Yeah. They're not going to touch us. They're going to you're far too small fish for us. We've got the best technology in the world, but your wallet is not the wallet we want to go with. Your tech, your company is not who we want to go down, Rude. And that's fine. They want to go down probably a MetaMask or a Trust Wallet or a Phantom. Even though they haven't got the technology to build it instant, they'd rather go down those roads because they've got the numbers. So it's the same as this. We're going to need everyone listening in on day one. Plan of action, literally get all your friends and family to download that wallet. Tell everyone to buy $10, $50, $100, try it out. And then, unfortunately, wait until the next version comes out, the on-chain exchange, then the any to any, then the bank, then the this. And I promise you, what we're going to be delivering, if it's either this year, next year, whatever, everything we're delivering is going to change the game and change the world.
That's amazing. And I think our community gets it, honestly. The impatience is there, but it's also, I think that the good news about the timing is that the crazy bull run hasn't quite happened yet, right? That's hopefully ahead of us. And so the timing could literally be just divine. literally. Like it could come together where the pieces that need to be in place to make it so that when it hits, the FOMO hits, everybody's buying, and what we call the banana zone, when that hits, it could be that the technology is in place for people to have that super convenient purchase, which is only going to exacerbate just the ease and how many people are doing it. So I'm hopeful that the timing is perfect, and it's like no rush because we're not quite there yet, and now it's just a time of building for the community. I can hear that it's a time of building for on-chain as well. So it's awesome.
This is a bold statement. There's a potential that we could start the ball run. Because if everyone on the planet can now buy DeFi instantly, think about that. That is scary, really, really scary to go down that road. And I give you something else. You and I, we lived in a generation of the first internet when you just do a dial-up, you have to wait like 2, 3, 4 minutes to that to go through, or you turn your computer on and all the DOS mode comes down screen, or when you had a girlfriend at 16, you had to ring them up on the landline and you had to speak to the parents before you then got to the other person. All these fragmentations of literally going through these hurdles that you had to do. Now, the new generation, mobile, text, phone, whatever, internet, Netflix, all this, everything's instant.
Yeah.
So what's happened is with crypto is us generation and some of the new generation are willing to go down those hurdles because we've been through it. We've gone through the pain points. So we're willing to go down those roads because we've done it so many times. We don't mind doing it again. Yeah. But the new generation coming in, the 20, 25-year-olds or whatever, those sort of age group, they're used to instant. They're used to, that's what they're used to. And even Netflix, they've gone from movies to series because they're smaller. Instagram Reels are only 60 seconds, 20 seconds because they get bored quick. And they need to move on to the next thing. They've got to keep occupying their brain. We could watch a 3-hour film. The new generation, they say a 3-hour film, they're like dying. And again, it's the same with this. They're not going to, what's going to happen is the liquidity in DeFi will slowly drain out because people will sell and money's not going to be coming in if things don't change, because the new generation coming in are not going to bring that money in. But the people like us, you and me, the older generation, we're going to start taking the money out. So the things have to change. And when you bring in direct and instant and seamless and Web2 feel, it can cause a mass amount of new liquidity coming into DeFi. Yeah.
And as you know, our one of the things that we're working on is content creation, both cartoon series. We've got a cartoon series we're in the middle of it. And we also have, live videos, like actual documentary style interviews, conversations. And our goal is to get in front, in large platforms, those large streaming services and the like, with content, and to have, the day we have something in front of millions of people, but not to have the ability to click a QR code or a link and make it so people could actually go boom, 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 they now own it. Oh, you have to have that hour class to figure out how to get some Solana to buy that. They're not going to do it.
Nope,
so the day we get what we've been fighting for and we get in front of millions of people, to know that, and they could actually very quickly and easily not just look at our website, but actually buy the product, buy the token. That's a game changer right there.
Yep. And they'll have multiple places to buy. It won't just be your website. It won't just be on your X. It won't just be in your Telegram. It will be your community selling it. It'll be the on-chain wallet. You can buy one click, instant buy. They're messing around. You can literally buy on the on-chain. We still haven't figured out a name for it. On-chain exchange in disguise. Literally, there's going to be so many incredible platforms. You will never need to send anyone to a ramp, a bridge, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Dex tools, Dex screeners. All these Dex tools and Dex screeners, they drive me crackers, right? Because everyone sends people to those platforms, yet you can't buy on those platforms. Imagine me sending you to Amazon to look at a product, but you can't buy the product.
Window shopping. Yeah, that's where you do your window
Stupid.
shopping, and then you go figure out where to buy it.
Now you'll just send them to the on-chain marketplace exchange, where again they'll get the same data points and more, and they can buy the token.
And you got to make sure you copy the right contract address too, or you might get a copycat of the product that's not the real thing.
Yep. Again, and it's a proud thing to be on-chain. So you want to send people there because it proves to people they're on a trusted platform as well. So everything will come fruition. It will come. It will take time. This is not going to happen on day one. We're going to have 5 million wallet holders, and we're not going to have the anytime. It's all going to take probably a year to really start grinding the push. We're probably going to have hopefully 1 million holders in a year, but it will take its time. We're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of projects in the first month coming release. Maybe by the end of 2025, we'll be in the thousands and thousands and thousands. And hopefully the whole of DeFi will adopt it. And I can't see why they wouldn't. They just need to hear about it. And that's where you guys in community, if any of you guys listening in are part of any token, please just reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to assist them and get them in the ecosystem.
Yeah, our community knows that we're not exclusive in any way. This is going to be a lot of projects are going to be on-chain. And it's like you said, the ones that never hear about it are the ones that choose not to be a part of it. Those are the ones that are going to struggle, I believe, compared to this group that's the first mover advantage. We're going to be on it. We're going to get the benefit of that ease of people, getting access. And this is the normies. I mean, that's what we're going after. We're going after the normies because they're more loyal. Often they're, when they get into a community, they're interested. They're not day trading. They're usually into something because they're becoming like a fan, and that's why I think the normies are the ones that we really want to bring on. Obviously, crypto traders, if they want to join us, that's wonderful. But I think that the average person, that's the ones that we want to go after and kind of communicate with in our project. So, well, thank you so much, Benjamin. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Again, I think this is like my third time chatting with you on the interview, and besides more on Telegram. So I really appreciate it. I am extremely excited about all of what's ahead of us. And I'm sure this won't be our last conversation. We'll talk more as things progress. So thank you so much for taking the time today.
My pleasure. And thank you to your community as well, being a massive part of this as well.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye-bye.